Welcome back to PerpDex Daily. I'm Aaron, and today, as we do every single day, we're going to be going over and covering the PerpDex scene. Let's first take a look at the price of Hype. Hype is sitting around $70 a piece, looking really good right now. A lot of strength in this chart as normal. Lighter, not so much. We're going to see if it's going to be able to hold this formation right here and hold this structure. The past 4 days, it has been dumped, and Bitcoin right now is sitting around 64K. I'll be honest with you guys. I really don't like the way Bitcoin is looking. I think Bitcoin's, just a matter of time before it's going to go on the 45K. Nobody really knows where things go in the short term, but I just don't like the way things are looking for Bitcoin right now. But Hyperliquid does look good. Lighter, not so much, but I still think this is a good opportunity. I really think any amount of hype or lighter you can get in the bear market will be looked back on as a gift once the bulls come back and Bitcoin's, sitting at all-time highs. Let's get into the big news today for Hyperliquid from their official account. They officially sunsetted the native stablecoin of Hyperliquid. And the reason they did this was, of course, with the deal with Coinbase that was made about a month ago or so now. The main pair has now become USDC on the Hyperliquid platform. So they sunsetted the USDH. And I think this is actually a really good move by the Hyperliquid team. They have a very small team. And at the end of the day, you can't be if you're a master of all trades, I think it's no. If you're a jack of all trades, then you're a master of none. Pretty sure that's how the saying goes. But anyways, I think it was a good move to see Hyperliquid partner with Coinbase and choose USDC as the main pair. And also all the other benefits that come with Coinbase, because Coinbase is leading the legislation when it comes to crypto in the United States, which is going to be a big deal for Hyperliquid, considering Hyperliquid needs to win over the CFTC and stuff. It looks like the CFTC, based on the clip that was on Bankless a week ago where they basically talked about Hyperliquid, looks like it's basically a lock that Hyperliquid's going to be good in the USA. But, you always want to be ahead of the curve and everything. And I think it's really smart what Hyperliquid's doing. They have their policy team in DC. They're partnered with Coinbase now to use, USDC, which Coinbase owns a part of. So basically Coinbase is stablecoin. And really strong move here. So I really like this move from the Hyperliquid team. And when we take a look at Hyperliquid today in terms of TWAP buy pressure, not too much, about 500K, but the chart, as you can see right here, holding pretty well. Could see it dip down a little more, but as usual, as I say, all dips on Hype are gifts, not financial advice. Now let's take a look at the TVL. The TVL of Hype has recrossed $6 billion. So that's a really good and you can see from the beginning of 2025, you can see that from the beginning of 2026, there has been growth and it's reclaimed $6 billion. I think this chart's going to go up and to the right. As you know, obviously, if you're watching this, you're probably a Hyperliquid bull. But if you're new, things are looking really good for Hyperliquid right now. And I also want to go over this website right here, the Hyperliquid ecosystem website. Really cool. You can see Hype is getting near to 250,000 holders. And this is kind of what I've been saying to people. If you've been watching the podcast I do called CoinTalk, I think Hyperliquid is actually still very early. I don't think that many people understand, not necessarily understand, but even know about Hyperliquid yet. Yeah, there's a couple big guys in the mainstream and some, Arthur Hayes, TJR, who are talking about Hyperliquid. And that's the normal avenue for how a normal person would know about Hyperliquid. But most people in finance still don't even really understand it or think about the scope of how big this thing can get. It's only sitting at around a $15 billion market cap, Hyperliquid, circulating. And I think a lot of people have bear PTSD and don't understand that this thing can definitely long-term go to $500 to $1,000, even though it's sitting at $70 right now. I think a lot of people are not thinking about how big the PerpDex scene can get. And with the PerpDex scene getting so big, I think that leaves room for other protocols in the PerpDex scene like Lighter gaining a lot of steam as well. So as you can see, just as it says on Hyperscan, next 24 hours is about 400K. $13 million worth of liquidations, and it's done $1.24 million worth of fees in the last 24 hours, which of course will be used for buybacks. And as the Hyperliquid platform continues to, grow, and, we saw HIP4, which is, prediction markets and all these things, and the stablecoin deal with Coinbase, a really important metric I need to hammer on, I like to hammer on this every single video, is this right here. This spot stablecoin metric, as this continues to go up and to the right, this is easy cash for Hyperliquid. This is easy fees, easy cash for Hyperliquid, which means more Hype buybacks, which means, more price support, which, logical conclusion leads to price go up. All right, now let's take a lighter. Lighter today, in the past, 24 hours, I guess it's a weekend, so not as much volume as it's normally doing. $770 million worth of volume, $810 million worth of open interest. Lighter is the smaller beta play to Hyperliquid, but I do think they are making the right moves. Light just recently got listed on Upbit, which I think is, once again, I was going to say a Korean exchange. And David Hoffman, a popular influencer, the founder of the Bankless podcast, he's a big proponent of Lighter. He's talking about he responded to a tweet saying, what's the best token to have exposure on tokenized stocks growth? Ondo is a possibility. If you don't know Ondo is, it's an RWA platform. Hype and perp platforms broadly are the picks plus shovels for tokenized RWAs because they need to be traded financialized. But in my opinion, the sleeper is LIT. Vlad and the team are specifically looking to create markets based on tokenized RWA and connecting to the real world. Not sure how they do this, but it is a specific aspiration for them. And, David Hoffman is a big Light baggy, and we all like Light here. I think, when it comes to Light, there is, once again, Hyperliquid is the big winner here. It's the big leader, and I think it's going to stay that way. But with Light, I think there is some possible kind of cabal plays, cabal ties that could come into, play when it comes to the bull market. Robinhood invested $60 million into the company, and the CEO has shielded. LIT is listed on Robinhood, and their headquarters are in Miami. And their headquarters being in Miami, a lot of people may not understand what that means. It means, they have probably a lot of ties to some powerful people. Miami is kind of becoming the new tech hub in the USA, and there's a lot of big crypto companies down there. Palantir even has their headquarters there. Citadel, I think they moved their headquarters there. There's a lot of tech and money that's coming to, Miami, and Lighter having their HQ in Miami is actually very bullish, and I think there's going to be some big players to come out the gate and shill for Lighter at some point. It's going to take a while. Once again, the market's not doing too well, and Lighter, does need it. But when you really think about it, Lighter's sitting around a $300 million market cap. It's basically a baby still. It's not that big. I'm pretty sure it has a smaller market cap than the Trump meme coin. I say there's a lot of upside here, especially if you believe the perp market can do a 100x. But that's all I got today for your PerpDex daily roundup. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be coming out with a Discord soon for all the Hyperliquid and all the traders and everybody just to kind of hang out and stuff so we can talk shit and everything. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching and please subscribe. We're going to be covering the PerpDex scene daily.